Ladies and gentlemen, today is essentially the busiest day in the world for me because on top of Season 2 Reloaded coming out, I am also moving. Over the past couple months or so, you guys have asked, where did my office go? What happened to the backdrop? All of that kind of stuff. It is because I am moving to a new house, therefore a new office. So this is just a temporary setup. But of course, the show must go on. We must continue. If you want like a full description of exactly what's going on in my life, I'm going to upload a video over on my second channel, which is linked down in the description, giving you a broader overview of exactly what's going on in my life. But as far as this video, as I mentioned, the show must go on. I'm busy, but Call of Duty keeps pumping out content. And today we have the Season 2 Reloaded update. So we're going to have two different videos today. First off, in this video, we are going to be going over all of the changes, all of the patch notes for the Season 2 Reloaded update. Later on today, we are going to be diving into the raid and playing through that, giving you a full walkthrough. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Make sure you have notifications on. But before we dive into the patch notes today, I first have to tell you about today's video sponsor. So today's video is sponsored by a friend of the channel and something you've probably heard a lot about over here, the Ridge wallet. If you still don't know what the Ridge wallet is, it is something that I use every single day. It is my wallet, it fits in my pocket easily, and on top of that, it is super easy to use. You push down at the bottom, your cards pop up the top, you can get access to all of them. Then there is either a clip or a band on the backside where you can keep your money. It is now super easy to keep all of your cards, all of your money in one place and look good while doing it. And you can look even better because the Ridge wallet comes in many different styles and colors, so you can find something that matches your personality perfectly. But on top of that, Ridge has something else, the Ridge key case. Another thing that I use every single day, an easy way to keep your keys all in one place, easy to find them, easy to get at, and super easy to use. So gone are the days of having those bulky pockets walking around the town. You can keep everything compact in one place with Ridge. Check out their website, first link down in the description, and at checkout, if you use code INK, you're able to save yourself 10%, saving yourself some money. And these things have a lifetime warranty, so you don't have to worry about spending your money on something that's just gonna fall apart. So check out that first link down below, and thank you Ridge for sponsoring the video. So here are the Season 2 Reloaded patch notes. We're gonna go through everything that has changed, starting off with the events. So first off, we have the Path of Ronin event, which is for this new camo. And essentially for this, you have to get a bunch of different kills with a bunch of different types of weapons. And upon doing so, you unlock this camo. It works exactly the same as we saw for things like the various different polyatomic and things like that challenges, but you have to use a bunch of different types of weapons. On top of this, we have the St. Patrick's Day event. We have green water on El Mazrah, as well as a rainbow. And this is the description that they gave us. You never know what you might find at the end of the rainbow, but you've got one shot to find out if luck is on your side in El Mazrah. So I don't know if there's like gold hidden at the end of the rainbow. We have to wait and see. After this, we have the Raid Episode 2. So this is also called Adamgrad, just like the first one, but this is Episode 2. So it says, reminder, play Episode 1 first to avoid spoilers. I have everything like that already up on the channel. In this one, we find Price, Gaz, and Pharaoh where we left them off at the end of Episode 1, so at the bottom of a missile silo. Complete Episode 2 to unlock the Bad Boonie Operator skin for Captain Price, and check out the new Raid bundle for even more of the Captain's look. So to get this Captain Price skin here, you have to buy the bundle. I don't like that. I think all of these skins should be unlockable via the raid and via challenges, maybe getting intel in the raid and things like that, but it's unfortunate that that is not the case. The other thing that has changed with this raid is that there is no assignment necessary. So you don't have to go into multiplayer and complete challenges. You don't have to go into Warzone and get that assignment and then go into the raid. You can just hop in right away and play it. After this, we have our new weapon. So this one is called the Tempest Torrent Marksman Rifle. The description of it, this hard-hitting DMR from the Tempest Armament offers versatility of the M4 platform and the velocity and impact of 7.62 rounds. A patient hand and a keen eye will result in on-target shots and quick kills. In other words, this thing does a lot of damage. It does not have a fast fire rate, so you have to hit the bullets, but it hits really hard. It's unlocked via the weapon challenge or the store bundle, and I believe the weapon challenges is to get 25 double kills with a marksman rifle. So just play small maps, get double kills with it, pretty straightforward. Up next, we get into our weapon balancing. As per usual, what I do with this is go through and I just tell you whether each one is a buff or a nerf. So first of all, assault rifles, the STB 556, they added a minimum damage against armor. This is actually a buff. It means you cannot drop below a certain amount of damage with this weapon, specifically at long range. So that is a good one. After this, light machine guns, the RAL, reduced far damage range, small increase to close range damage, reduction to headshot damage, reduced upper torso damage, and increased recoil. In other words, massive nerf for the RAL. The RPK, reduced walking speed and reduced muzzle velocity. That's a slight nerf, but not a big one. And the Sakin reduced the damage range. So a big nerf all around for LMGs. After this, the crossbow, increase time period to trigger double kills for challenges. So it's easier to get double kills with this weapon. Submachine gun, this is different. MX9, increased mid damage ranges. In other words, a buff. BASP, we have increased sprint to fire time and increased damage ranges, a buff to that one. The PDSW, slightly offset weapon while ADS using iron sights to improve visibility, so a very slight buff there. The VAL 46, increased close damage ranges and fixed attributes on the 30 round mags to improve handling and mobility, so a buff there. The Lockman sub, reduced the movement speed, reduced aim down sight speed, improved recoil control, and for the Nebula barrel, improved damage range and improved recoil control. So the first couple things there are nerfs, but improved recoil control is a buff, so kind of 50-50 there. After this, the one everyone was looking for, the KV broadside, reduced lower torso damage, 12 gauge ammo, reduced damage ranges and reduced close range damage ranges, Dragon's Breath, reduced damage ranges, reduced close range damage ranges, and global reduction to 12 gauge Dragon Breath maximum residual damage. In other words, a bunch of nerfs. I still don't know if it's going to be enough, honestly, because the base weapon is still pretty good, and this is mainly for the different types of ammo. For the Bryson 800 and the Bryson 890, increased headshot damage on slug type ammo and added minimum damage against armor. So for the Brysons, that's a buff. After this, we have attachments. So flinch, reduced recenter speeds for flinch, ammunition, hollow points. They removed the bullet velocity penalty, so hollow points are actually a little bit better now. Frangible rounds, they changed the healing delay timer on these from last bullet impact. It lengthens the overall delay, so that's a buff for the frangible rounds. The overpressured rounds removed a recoil penalty on that as well, and increased flinch impairment on players, so a buff for that. 12 gauge Dragon's Breath, reduced residual damage, and similarly with the slugs as well. So all in all, buffs to those, nerfs to the shotgun rounds, and also a slight buff to underbarrel launchers as well. For stocks, they reduced the flinch received on no stock modification, so no stock got a little bit better. Bipod grips, they basically fixed bugs on these. Underbarrel grips reduced the aim down sights penalty on all underbarrel grips, so speeding up the ADS all around basically. Muzzle attachments, the breachers greatly reduced ADS penalty, so a buff there, and flash hiders as well. And then optics, they've also reduced the aim down sights penalty. So in other words, you can aim down sights a lot faster with a lot of attachments. This is going to change up the meta quite a bit, at least from what I am seeing here. After this, we have equipment. So frag grenades, claymores, and semtex all now deal more damage against armor, so buffs to explosives all around. There's also some audio, UI, and bug fixes. We are not going to go too far into these whatsoever. If you want to have a look at these, I will link the patch notes down below, but I'm not going to read through all of the bug fixes. There's also PC settings, the audio, and something to do with gyro aiming ratcheting, not 100% sure. The inverted flash, this makes it so when you get flashed, your screen goes black instead of white, so it doesn't blind you. There is some updates to co-op as well. In general, there's things like last stand dog tags, low profile and defender on Mount Zaya, as well as some fixes and changes to the Adamgrad raid episode. Next up, diving into multiplayer, we have our brand new map, the Himmel Met Expo. This is the one that we've seen a ton of. It looks like this. There is an inside to it as well. There's also three new modes: drop zone, one in the chamber, and all or nothing. So mostly party modes there, as well as some bug fixes. There's some new restrictions within ranked play. So weapon tuning all around, and the Kastov 762 got GA'd. In other words, you could not use the Kastov 762 within ranked play anymore. So as far as Warzone, the main things that have changed here are the quality of life improvements. So for kill streaks, it's actually going to give you a countdown to when you can use your kill streaks next, which I think is pretty good. The armor break, this is a big one. The text has been removed from the armor break notification for improved clarity, so that'll make it a little bit easier. Auto looting on armor plates. So as long as you have inventory slots, you will auto loot armor plates. That's a big one in my opinion. As far as the spawn protection, so when people drop in, it is now disabled at 25 meters from the ground. This was at 19 meters before, so you can shoot people when they are a little bit further away from the ground. When you're spectating, friendly pings and splash screens are now visible for spectators, so that is good. As well as gas mask loot cards for gas masks are now more accurately reflected. Pretty straightforward. Then we have our playlists. So for Battle Royale, we have all our solos, duos, trios, and quads. And for Ashika Island, we have solos, duos, trios, and quads. That is fantastic to me. Also, we have our 3rd anniversary for Warzone. Nothing too special there. Also, bomb drones. Bomb drones have been temporarily removed while we fine-tune them. So a lot of people were complaining about bomb drones. They are now removed, so that is good. Gameplay, pacing, balancing. As a team, we are focused on 2 core areas of pacing for Battle Royale: the combat engagements in the mid game and regain opportunities in late game. So they are fine-tuning that and they are adjusting it, and we will probably have more with this as time comes. The light helo has been disabled in solos. Other than that, these are just literally small details. I'm not going to go too far into these. After this, a DMZ. The first thing we have is building 21 access cards. They've just fine-tuned how those works. Also, the AI can now operate a variety of vehicles, not just the armored trucks. So that's going to be a little bit confusing for the first little while. They've made some changes to exfiltration points. They've changed the distribution of vehicles throughout Al Mazrah. And there's a small chance that enemy combatants can drop upgraded weapons upon death, which is pretty cool. As well as a whole bunch of different bug fixes. Again, I'm not going to go into. So essentially, those are the patch notes. A small amount of weapon tuning, I think mostly is good. They are buffing a lot of SMGs, so that should change up the short range meta a bit, as well as the KV broadside nerf. We have the new raid, which we will be playing on the channel later today, so make sure you stay tuned for that. We're going to have a full walkthrough of that one, as well as the new multiplayer map, the St. Patrick's Day event, and the new Ronin challenges are essentially the big events that are going to be happening within the season. So if you enjoyed the video, you found it informative, always appreciate it if you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to stay up to date. We've got more videos coming later on today. I appreciate you guys being here, and I will see you in the next video.
We are reaching for the stars, but we're making this to us.